Hey everyone, this is Gary Allen in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty, and I want to share some things that have helped me in my business so much. And I'm going to have a good friend of mine, Jordan Adler, talk a little bit about what he showed me a few years ago that has changed my business. Jordan's a good friend of mine. He's a best-selling author of the book Beach Money and Better Than Beach Money. Very well known, very well connected around the world, and he is a master at helping businesses use relationship marketing to make that business more successful, more profitable. So Jordan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you showed me and how it's helped you and helped so many other business owners around the world?
I'd love to, Gary, and thank you. And I guess just to start off, I'll take a minute and tell you how I heard about this. 14 years ago, long before smartphones, long before the internet technology that we have today, somebody started sending me cards in the mail. And I got like 5 cards over a period of 2 weeks. And a couple of the cards had a DVD in them, and I popped the DVD in and I watched it, and it told the story of what I'm going to show you today. And what I saw was a way to be able to be sure that my customers felt appreciated. It was a system that could help create a huge competitive advantage. And it was a way to ensure that my clients would refer their friends and their associates for additional sales. Now, I'm not a realtor, but we have had many thousands of realtors that have used our system to get more referrals, to create a competitive advantage, to be able to get their customers, their clients, to talk about them in a positive way. And then we also have a way to have the system paid for. So rather than telling you about it, I think what I would like to do is just show it to you and show you what I got excited about 14 years ago, long before we had the technology that we do today. I've been using the system for 14 years. I've actually sent 90,000 physical greeting cards in the mail, including thousands and thousands of gifts using this system. It's a very simple system, and it's a great way to anchor your relationships and, again, make sure that your clients feel really appreciated in a way that's unique, that they'll remember you and talk about you. So it's like nothing I've ever seen before. So I'm going to actually show you my phone screen, and I'm going to actually demo it so you can see how it works. So in just a moment, you should be able to see my phone screen. Gary, just let me know if you can see it.
You see it.
All right, the second to the bottom column on the apps, you'll see one app that says send out cards. I'm just going to click on that. This is just like the cards that you'd find in the greeting card store. So there's thousands of cards to choose from, and everywhere you see a picture, you can replace it with your own picture. So imagine that you just discovered a home that had been listed that was no longer listed. It was an expired listing, and you got a picture of that home. We're going to use this particular template right here, and if you look on the bottom, any card can be created as a flat card, which is just a 2-sided card, a 2-panel card, a 3-panel card like a trifold card, postcard, or a big card, which is like an 8x10 if you want to really make a strong impression. I'm going to hit that little create button on the upper right, and then I'm just going to tap right where that picture is, and I'm going to go to the photos that I have saved on my phone. I'm actually going to pull this picture of a home. We'll just use this as the example of an expired listing. And now I'm going to, that's one of our templates. There's hundreds and hundreds of templates just like this one here that you can drop pictures into. And then we also have stock cards like the cards you'd buy in the store. That's the front of the card. I'm just going to swipe to the left. That's the inside left of the card. I'm going to swipe one more time. That's the inside right. I'm just going to tap right in the middle of the screen, and I'm going to paste in a message. Now, you can text in a message, you can voice in a message, but I'm going to paste it. So this says, Gary, my name is Jordan Adler. I'm a realtor. I noticed that your home is back on the market, had some great success marketing homes in your neighborhood, and would love to have the opportunity to chat with you about how I might be able to help you get your home sold. Let's connect soon, and I'll show you how I use some creative ways to get top dollar for your home. Signed, Jordan, and then my phone number. Now, this is one example of many ideas we have for using this system, but I want to just give you a good example. You just highlight what you wrote, and then at the bottom, there's a little capital A. If you click on that capital A, you can change the font of the text that you want to have in that card. You can even do it in your own handwriting. We've got a way to do that with your own signatures. You can click on this little T, and if you move that little bar up and down, that'll change the size of the text. And on the far right, there's a little paint palette. If I click on that, I can change the color. And so that will be, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to make that bigger. Okay, let me just make one little modification here. Do that. There we go. Okay. So that's going to be the front of the card. That's going to be the inside left. That's going to be inside right. I'm going to click that little paper airplane on the upper right. And now you'll see that there's a button in the middle of the page that says add a gift. So let's say you want to really make an impression, have somebody really feel appreciated, remembered by you. Click on add a gift. And there's things like you could add a Starbucks card, Target card, American Express if you want to. Or you could even add some type of a gift. We've got hundreds of gifts to choose from, including Mrs. Fields cookies, really delicious brownies, chocolate covered espresso beans, all kinds of really nice things that you can send. Chocolate covered Oreo cookies, pretty nice. So we're not going to add a gift to this one. I'm going to hit add a contact. And because Gary is already in my contact manager, I'm going to hit select contact. I'm going to search for his name. And there he is. I just tap on his name, hit done. Now you'll notice that his name shows up there right in the middle of my screen. I could add other people. So if I wanted to send this card to 2, 3, 4, 10, even 100 or more people, I could do that. I'm going to go to the bottom and hit continue. And what you're going to notice is the card is free. I've got $1. You know what I did, Gary? The reason why that happened is I picked a big card. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
So there's a $1.50 upgrade because this is a $1.50 for a 8x10 card. That's why it's showing that. I accidentally hit the big card. It would actually be completely free if I had selected the 2-panel card. That's why I had trouble with the text because it was on a big panel and I needed to make it bigger. So I'm not going to send this card to Gary, but you get the idea. If that had been a 2-panel card or a 3-panel card or a single-panel card, it would have been free for the card, free for the shipping. And that card, by the way, will be in the post office early tomorrow morning on its way to Gary once I hit that submit button. I'm not going to submit it right now, though. I just wanted to show you that. So if you'll notice at the bottom of your screen there, you've got your contacts, and then you've got your campaigns. Now, a campaign is a card that you create and you save, and you can then send it to a group of people if you want to. So, for example, this card right here is a 2-panel card, and if you look at my face, you'll see this 2-panel card, which was an invitation that I sent to about 100 people, inviting them to a book signing in Las Vegas. So that's an example of a campaign card. This one right here is a graduation card that was created, again, a 2-panel card, and she sent that to a few hundred people. And so those are just some examples. I'm going to go ahead and come back to you. Probably should have shown you those cards when we were on the big screen like this. So you can do that with anything. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my computer screen, and you should be able to see my Send Out Cards website now, Gary. Yes.
Yep.
All right. Good. So everything's in the cloud. So all your pictures are in the cloud, all your cards are in the cloud, all your connections or your contacts or your relationships are in the cloud. So over on the left here is your control panel. We've got this thing called campaigns. As I mentioned, you can create a campaign, and once that campaign card is created, you can then send that to one or more people. You don't have to recreate the card each time. So for example, if I wanted to send this card to a group of people, I would just open it, and then I could hit send order, and I can then add a group or an individual to that card and send that out. So the front of the card, you can actually view the card, you can edit the card, and you'll notice at the top it says hi first name. It'll actually insert the person's first name into the card. So it's got that mail merge function. And again, you can create groups of people and send the cards out to the groups as well. We also have things called scheduled campaigns. A scheduled campaign is a card that you schedule to go out to over intervals. So for example, in this scheduled campaign, the first card goes out immediately, second card goes out in 6 weeks, third card goes out in 12 weeks, and the fourth card goes out in 18 weeks. I went in and modified each card to make it personal. And then if I want to send this set to somebody, I would just hit send order, select the person, and they would receive those 4 cards over the next 18 weeks. Automatically, I would just have to hit the send button one time. So this is a really great way to stay connected with the people. in your community, your customers, your past customers. It's a great way to bring people back, people that maybe have forgotten about you because they've met 4 or 5 other realtors since the last time they, uh, you know, worked with you. It might have been a year, 2, 3 years. It's a way to bring people back that have family members that may be looking for a way to uh, buy or sell a home. So what I'd like to do now, unless Gary, if you want to add anything, let me know. I would like to go over the plans
Go
briefly.
ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. There are 3 different types of cards. This is important. The first type of card is what we call a heartfelt card. A heartfelt card is a card that you create from scratch. You pick a picture, you type in a personal message, you hit the send button. That can be done on the app or the website. The second type of card I talked about is a group send. A group send card is a card that you create and save, and then you send that to a group of people all at the same time, but it's an immediate send. It's not scheduled. The third type of card is a scheduled send. A scheduled send is a card you create and save, and then you schedule it to go out at a future date. And the reason I talked to you about those 3 plans is because those 3 card types is because the plans are in alignment with those card types. So I'll go over that, and you'll have a better understanding of how that works. All right, so there's 4 different plans. The ones that I recommend, I guess I need to share that, don't I, Gary? There we go. All right, 4 different plans. The ones that I recommend for realtors and real estate brokers is either the premium or the enterprise, and you'll understand why here in just a moment. Anybody can sign up for send out cards for free. They can put the app on their phone. They can send cards as they need it. It's just $275 a card if they're on the free basic account, $225 if they're sending a card to 20 or more people at the same time. This particular program has limited capability. You cannot send campaigns, and you don't have a full contact manager, but it does allow you to send cards out at a price that's about half what you pay in the store. For $17 a month, that gives you the full capability of send out cards. It gives you all the functionality, and it drops the price of the card from $275 a card down to $2.25 a card, plus the stamp. $2 a card if you're sending to 20 or more people. Also gives you a 15% discount on gifts. And again, this one right here gives you all the functionality of the send out card site. Now, the ones that I recommend are the premium and the enterprise, and you'll notice I'm on the enterprise. The premium account is $97 a month, flat rate. Now, what does that mean? That means you can send unlimited individual heartfelt cards, like the card that I was sending to Gary, where you create a card and you type in a message and you add pictures. You can send unlimited cards like that, including postage on this $97 plan. And any additional cards like scheduled cards or group send cards are $1.75 plus the stamp. So about a third what you pay in the store. And you get a 30% discount on gifts. Also on this plan, every month that you're on the $97 plan, you get loyalty rewards. And what that means is every month you're going to get 10 free cards loaded into your account that are good for a year. And so if you're on that plan for a year, you have 120 cards at the end of the year to send out your holiday cards or your Christmas cards. And again, that's $97 a month flat rate. And of course, gifts are extra, but you do get a 30% discount. Now, this plan right here, this enterprise, I'll tell you why I'm on this plan and why I recommend this for most professionals. For $147 a month, $50 more than the premium, you can send out unlimited individual heartfelt cards, which include stamps, but it also gives you 100 free group sends per month. 100 free group sends per month. So for an invitation to an open house, or maybe your holiday card, anytime you're going to send a group of cards to a neighborhood, that could be included in your 100. You pay postage on those, but the cards are free. Postage is 50 cents. You just pay what the cost of the stamp is. Scheduled cards on this plan are $1.75 plus the stamp, but unlimited individual heartfelt cards and 100 free group sends per month, every single month. And you also get loyalty rewards, so you get an additional 10 cards a month loaded into your account every month that you're on the $147 plan. Now, if you're a realtor that wants to use scheduled cards, where maybe you get a new client and you want to make sure they get 3 cards from you over the next year, and you don't want to have to send those out, you just want to have to send them one time, then we have additional plans that are called the elite packages, which can get the price of your card down below $1 a card plus the stamp. Talk to Gary for more details about that. So you can get a lot more information if you go to this website. It's Gary's website, and there's some very short videos on there If you watch the videos, it'll review what I went over with you, but it'll also give you some really good ideas of different ways that you can use send out cards. It's www.sendoutcards.com/go mobile, www.sendoutcards.com/go mobile. And Gary, I'd just like to wrap up by saying, 14 years ago, I started working with this system as a customer. I used it, and I sent 350 cards out my first week. As I mentioned, I've sent 90,000 cards in 14 years. Many of those cards today are going off my iPhone. But doing this, I started promoting it because I had people asking me about it. And I would tell them, this is what I do, this is how I use it, and I'd show them, and some of them were interested. Well, the result of that is 14 years later, I have a residual check. Because every time somebody pays their subscription, every time somebody sends a gift, anytime somebody sends a campaign, I get a check that's deposited in my account. That opportunity is available as well. If you're interested in that, it's $59 a year to get all that set up. You can also get your system paid for, so it's free, completely free, even your subscription. And Gary can give you more details about that. Just send Gary a message if you're interested in learning more. If you'd like to receive a card and a gift in the mail, or a card in the mail, or if you'd like to, just hear more about it, or if you have questions, just shoot a message over to Gary. Check out his website. And Gary, that's all I have, unless you have anything you want to add.
I'll finish up by saying that Send Out Cards works. It's the best tool that I've ever found as a realtor. I'm going to give you two quick examples of social proof of how Send Out Cards has made me a great deal of money. There's really two ways to use Send Out Cards. You can love on your network, your past clients, your current prospects, your friends, your sphere of influence, and you can go after FSBOs and expireds in a very powerful way that's different from all these realtors. So here's a way that I used a heartfelt card. I put this guy into a rental house, and he posted on Facebook his wedding anniversary picture. So what did I do? I just took that off of Facebook, I put it on a card, and I said, what a truly wonderful day, happy anniversary. So he calls me up a week later and says, dude, my wife adores you, thank you so much, we've got the card on the refrigerator. And we talked for a little bit, and the last thing he said is, hey, my dad's moving back to Vegas. And even though he's bought 3 homes from the same realtor, I want him to meet you. So I met with Myron a couple weeks later, and we ended up closing a $750,000 transaction from a little card and gift that cost me about $12. That's quite a rate of return. And then I had a listing, and I just asked the neighbor's help, and I just put on the card, a 3-panel card, and on the inside of the card, I put the outside of the home and some pictures on the edges. And it says, I sent this out to all the neighbors, and it actually set it up that it came from the owner of the home. It says, we're selling our home. We'd like to ask you for your assistance. If you know anyone who'd like to move into our neighborhood, would you please have them contact our agent? I had my information there. So a week later, I get a call from someone that's moving into Vegas, and he says, a coworker handed me this card, and I'm interested in taking a look at this home. And we ended up selling that home, and it made me about a $20,000 commission. And guys, there are realtors across this country that are using this. Kayla, my good friend up in Fort Collins, Colorado, in the last year, she's been using the system for a year, has listed close to $200,000 in GCI. So, I really recommend you take a look at this. If you go on my website, sendoutcards.com/go mobile. Scroll down to the bottom. You can send a card to someone for free, kind of see what the experience is like. And I guarantee you, if you use this system consistently, it's going to put a lot of money in your pocket. So Jordan, that's all I have. I thank you so much for your time and hanging out with me.
It's my pleasure, Gary.
Hey, you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Okay.